Yeah, welcome to our Code Hour stream, XT Code Hour stream. Saturday morning again. This time is me and Public. So we've been doing some things around before, like 7 January. I can see here was a mock front end interview. So today we do something different. Today we start exploring topic with a remix framework. We're gonna introduce it a bit later on. About format, if you joined us the first time, of course, please put likes on video, share with your friends if you like it, and let us know what you think about it. We are really glad to hear your opinion on that. So the Code Hour is our type of session where we don't prepare too much. However, it's not completely true, but we improvise, we write code on the fly, and try to explore new technologies ourselves. And sometimes we use it for our own reasons, like we prepare some workshop later on. I think this is one of these cases today. So actually we have planned to prepare a workshop on that matter. Yeah, good morning, Public.
Good morning. Yes, thanks for the introduction. And indeed, there will be a workshop fully for the remix, where we in details are going to describe what remix is, how is it compared to other frameworks and the rendering pipelines nowadays, and what are the benefits, what are the downsides. And on this workshop, we are going also build some simple application where we highlight the powers of Remix and why you should at least maybe try it.
Nice,
Today,
nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
there
yeah.
will be some short session, but probably you will elaborate on it better.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. So today we begin. Like we said, we had a past experience with public building workshops for conference. So the second attempt, I think. We chosen the topic for remix. Actually, that's mostly on public. So maybe we should start with a short intro. What is remix? Why we would choose it? And what's the idea behind it? Public, would you? Or
Sure.
yeah.
So some time ago, there was like some quite hype around the remix, and that was not without the reason. Actually, they introduced quite new ideas. They brought quite new ideas, and they like for example the simultaneous rendering to solve kind of universal problems in the front end applications. So one of their approach was that they extracted the rendering or the state generation function outside of the components, and that allowed them to basically statically analyze code earlier and understand earlier what what data they need to render for the whole tree of the components. So there is a beautiful website, their landing page, where they explain it like in the details. Basically on the landing page, it's a little bit not in the details. It's more just highlighting of those nice features. But also in their documentation, and the documentation is awesome too. They explain it in the very details. The problem with this rendering pipeline is that if you have component in a very deep level, so then the first component in the chain needs to render first, then it needs to get the data first, then the second component in the chain, and it also needs to get the data first to show something. So eventually you will get like steps that the first component gets data, then the second, then the third, and those requests are sequential. Remix did a different approach. They analyze the data and make all the requests simultaneously. So that speeds up the loading of the application and also improves the customer or user experience. On top of this, they have like really nice other ideas on like rendering, where it can completely work without JavaScript, which is like very nice. And it's like by no JavaScript, I literally mean no JavaScript. It's not no JavaScript on load. No, it's not JavaScript at all. And also they have some nice conventions on the like how the routing should work. And it was so brilliant that later on those things were borrowed back from, and now they're part of the React router. And yeah, and many more others like error boundaries or authentication. Remix is a full stack framework, so you don't need, it's like not only client side, but universally you can also build like full stack applications or just regular applications with this. So that is probably quite something that like to at least worth to explore. Of course, there are like other frameworks like Next.js and Astra, and we are going to touch them as well, how to compare them with the Remix. But
Yeah.
yeah, Remix is a good starting point, or just a good point.
Amazing, Public. Thanks a lot. I think we are already ready for a workshop, a good introduction. Such as, yeah, I just disabled my JavaScript on the Remix documentation. Yeah, it's working. Also, weirdly, I saw some script in my performance page. Not sure what that means, but maybe it's just eventual, yeah, just some loading mechanism that requires scripting or whatever it's called actually. Interesting. We can explore it later on. Maybe one more thing. That is a bit new to me, the idea of rendering frameworks. Of course, we know a whole world of JavaScript is changing a lot, and we had this hype around React even before Remix, of course, like last almost 10 years ago. And that is a technology number one probably in the front-end stack. So Remix is on that stack as well, and I think it was created by React authors as well. And yeah, the idea that Public discussed is that you combine different steps of rendering, server-side rendering, fetching data, and doing some optimization on top of that. So what you got from the box in this case is yeah, essentially a framework, meaning that you have to follow some rules to write a very performant and optimized application. And the rest will stay like black boxed in the Remix framework for you. And what would it do for you? It will combine backend logic, like it will do literally some that you have to design yourself in your Express or Nest.js application. So yeah, that's lots of things to discover. And in here, it's a page of a state of JS summary on rendering frameworks. And yeah, that's Remix is just one of them, as you can see. So there are already quite a few new ones. That's maybe we're gonna do an overview later. Cool. Let's move to the main part. Then we wanted to build today something from scratch. We wanted to start to build like application on which we will show the power of Remix. Do we have any design for that, Public, like a system design, or actually not?
No, I don't think so. So the only thing is
Okay.
that like that was in my head is that the a little bit of schema of the database, and that contains now three simple entities. That is movies, and then there is like users and reviews. And basically, reviews is just a combination of a user and a movie, and yeah, of course, text and the scoring. So the whole idea was to actually build kind of a deep route. So first you have, let's say there are three links that has like movies, reviews, and users. Then you go inside the movies. then you select one movie and you see the details of this movie plus link reviews. Then you go to reviews for these movies and you see the reviews for this specific movie. And then, yeah, basically that is it. And the idea is it's like in this scenario, we can like just try to refresh the page and see that the list of the movies, the details of one movie and the reviews for this particular movie will come simultaneously. So that's the whole kind of proof of concept for us to basically see the power of Remix, hopefully. And then afterwards, we can also disable JavaScript. This application is quite simple. There's like just a bunch of links. So it should work also without JavaScript. I honestly,
Cool.
even from the first place, don't think that there is any JavaScript required. So we can even disable it from the in the very beginning. But well, let's try it in the end, honestly, in case it doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Indeed. Yeah, what environment would you prefer? I made this a playground for myself in Code Sandbox. Had to adjust it as, a little to make it work because it has a Node 14. Or would you prefer to share your VS Code? How?
Yeah, so it's in my case, it's also not VS Code, but I would like to try the Code Sandbox. So
Okay.
just like I've never tried. I know that here is like VS Code, which is not my native IDE, but at the same time that should work. So basically, why not? Why not to try it?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you wanna join this, or you gonna create yourself?
No, I want to join you.
Okay, okay. So this one is completely on a different. It's basically I need to sign in. Okay, I will do it a bit differently. Um, okay, got it. 1 second, please. Let's try it actually. So yeah, public. Let me know if that works or doesn't. Yeah, I
That is
already see it.
working.
Okay.
I see you.
Yeah, it's perfect.
The only thing
So
I cannot
yeah,
edit.
you
I
cannot
read
edit.
only. I need to fork to get access. I cannot edit your. Unfortunately. Well,
Maybe I can add you as a author here. Let me Paul Cody. Yeah, I'm trying to find you in the GitHub. I remember your nickname, but it's hard to spell it correctly. Yeah, if you can help me out with that, maybe we can.
I will send it back, and here's this one.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks. Yeah,
And
almost. I was almost right. Okay, okay, okay. 1 second.
I also actually forked it. So and now it is on my environment, but can I edit it? Yeah, it seems I can. But if I can contribute to yours, it would be even better.
Yeah, well, almost there. I think. One
Okay.
second. Yeah. Okay. I sent you invite through GitHub. I can now edit your role, so you can edit it now. If you see, of course, the invitation
Yes, yes,
somewhere.
yes. I'm following it. And
Yay! Yay!
in what file you are? Joke idea. Let me try to. Can I see your? Oh yeah, and I also can edit it.
Perfect. Can I follow you here? Yeah, I think I can. Nice. So one thing before we start, actually, this guy here is also not an editor, so I will switch the screen in a second. So I can explain a bit what I had to adjust in a Code Sandbox to make it work. Let me reshare it quickly. It has a okay. One more time. That took a bit more time than we expected, I think. But yeah, first of all, I think Code Sandbox is on Node 14 version, so you need to adjust setting to enable yeah, and basically I was getting an error to start a remix. Basically, it was saying like, yeah, I cannot find this kind of model, for example, or not some internal model. I did not check it, but I think it was introduced after 14th version. So I had to switch to 16, and the way Sandbox proposes to do that, you just pass environment here. But actually, that was not working for me. So, surprise, surprise, I would say.
Yeah.
So, what was working actually was quite logical. You just add an engine's node more than 16, and then you can run it here. And again, it's not that it's flawlessly running. Like you have to start the terminal. And you have to basically run your own command. Like in here, I have, not 16, but in default tasks, like the one that specified in here, and that Sandbox trying to run for you, it will still use, I think, an older version of Node. So, yeah, that's on that. Yeah, but other than that, it's working. And yeah, this is the application from a big tutorial of Remix. So we can modify it, we can delete everything from it. Public, please go on.
Sure. So the first thing I would like to do is to actually. So can you share? I'm curious. Can I open the same URL for my environment, or I can just see it on your screen itself?
This one, you mean the application?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, it works for me.
Are you sharing it?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, but anyway, like the first thing I'm then going to do is to create a new route, which will be movies for us. And for this, it's just like new directory in the routes folder, which is quite simple. So in this movies directory, I'm going to show the list of movies, and that can be done with the file index.js. This sorry. So obviously that is not much different from the any index route of any other application. So there will be some rendering which will contain text for now with the hello world, just to see that it is working and it is accessible. And this is a movies index route.
Interesting that it's not updating it in editor. So you edit it, right?
I'm editing it, right? And
yeah, you need to then save it with you have to save it. I think.
Oh, wait! It was the wrong screen of editing, so there was the mic forked version. So now
yeah.
I'm going to this one. Up, move it.
Oh yeah, we got it. Got it.
Up.
Oh yeah. Yay!
Now,
and I think I can follow you in this editor. Yeah, I can follow your cursor. Nice.
Yeah, and if you try to go to this road in the browser, will you see it?
Okay, let's do that. So it should be movies, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hello world. Indeed, hello. So now what we're going to do is to basically load some data. So for this, we are going to use a loader function. That's how in Remix you load the data and then pass this data to your component. So I'm going ahead and copying the loader function from the joke ID. So there it uses the database, and we don't need the database. We need like a couple of other things from Remix. So that is the JSON and loader args from the remix node, and database I'm going to remove, and the database I'm going to remove, and here I'm going to serve at the moment just a simple text, hello world. Yeah, params also, this does not accept any params at the moment, but I'm not going to remove them entirely to not forget the argument. So, and inside our component now, I'm going to use this data. So again, this is done with the function use loader data. And in the data, I hope that it will contain data text.
Maybe a little a pause, a few questions. So
Sure.
in this file, in this routes file, we kind of combine backend and frontend, and as you said, it's a yeah, on a pre-compile phase, it will analyze it and it will do all kind of optimization, will apply all kind of optimizations for us. So it will execute part of this logic on a backend or on a front end. It will also decide if you're using JavaScript, will it use a fetch, for example, or will like that, right, Public?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Right.
And one more time, that was actually quite, yeah, it's quite cool observation. I don't know if it's obvious or not, like this loader function, it's fully typed. You don't see it because of type inferring with the TypeScript, but basically it returns JSON with and the JSON has some specific structure. So when you use it inside a movie's index route, which is supposed to be the front end part, I think your data is already yeah, it has this format. It has a text, and you see that it's really typed data here, text string. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So okay, I adjusted the code to the state when it's working. So if you update the screen, you will see hello world. And now we are going to go ahead and render our first table. So idea that maybe on the workshop we can use something like React Bootstrap, something simple and universal. But for the sake of simplicity, I can just focus on the HTML table. So that would be something like return, and then there will be a table here, and this table obviously should be closed as well. Then in the movies, we have the following fields. So we have the name of the movie, the director, and the short description. Description is even though it's quite short, it's like for the application it's a little bit long, but I don't yeah, we can just show it and it will be all right, I guess. So the first one is ID, then it goes the name of the movie, then it goes the director, and then it goes the description. So for the content, that's content of the body of this table would be some loop. So I will send it through the data, movies, and then map. And then I have essentially exactly the same fields, which is ID, name, director, and description. And that would return a row of the table with those fields. That is ID, name, director, and the description.
Do we already have seats public or in this project or not?
We do have what it's like in the GitHub right now.
Okay, yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
yet merged. Mm-hmm.
No, so I will just copy the data
Mm-hmm.
and pass it as regular JSON here, I hope. Oh,
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this
uh,
is kind of the whole, all data for the whole application, like
mhm.
movies and the users and reviews all together.
No, at the moment it's only movies. So
Okay.
yeah, so for this we will have only movies. And now name, year. Okay, so it also has a created date, and it does not have ID. So I will put at ID here that this is the first movie, this is the second movie, third, fourth. This is the data that eventually will be used indeed by the seed to prefill the database. So that's why this data doesn't have any IDs, but I would believe we don't have anything in the database, so IDs will go from 1 to
Oh,
uh,
you would be surprised.
yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that it will mean it will go from 1 to
Nice.
9.
Let's see if we can format document now. I think it doesn't work for me at least.
Same. Unfortunately, that's same for me. Surprisingly, the formatting on the save does not work.
Uh-huh. No, but it has a command format and it still doesn't work.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, I
well,
guess it's a weird tier 6 anyways.
yeah.
Yeah. So we can reload the page and now should see the table with the whole movies, right?
Ideally, yes, but as for some reason, I don't see it yet.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
sometimes it's a little bit yeah, buggy. So you have to not found, of course. Still hello world. Yeah, I got this yesterday. Actually, that is a bummer. When you have an error, you see error
uh-huh.
line. Yeah, it basically keeps hanging with the previous version.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. Yeah, so there is an error, and there is
I
not.
think something with yeah, with the braces.
Uh,
Yeah, you the map function is not
closed, right?
closed. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh
and
yeah,
and
yeah.
now the data is formatted. Yes, so
Mm-hmm.
it just had some troubles to this. Obviously, it has. I missed the key property, which can be edited, and it is. It does not contain an error right now, but I also don't see the movie actually. So let's try to check whether the data
I
is
see a
low.
list of movies. You don't see
Huh?
it? Yeah.
Oh, lucky you, huh? No, for me. So what did you see? What I needed to do?
I see Shawshank. You mean the list of movies or?
Yeah. Oh, now I do. Okay. I needed to go to a different patient.
Yeah.
Um. Well, so like the movies were displayed, so it's all right. And now
Mm-hmm.
for each one, I will add a link to the reviews of this movie. So reviews, and then for this we are going to use a link component from Remix. And as always, I will check first whether it's already somewhere exist, and of course it does. And I'm going to put it in the last one. So it will go to movies, and then it's like this, movies, and then the ID, and it will go to details of the movie. The link component I would like to also import from Remix Run React. So we already import use loader data from it. So I'm going to import link as well. And let me see. So the movies ID, unexpected template literal expression. Yeah, well, this bracket, I think.
Yeah.
From this world.
And I think you don't need a quote as well.
In the beginning of yes. Okay, let's check. Indeed, the link is shown, and the link is not really correct, but now it will be. So
Lucky
yeah.
you, it's not showing for me yet.
I now learned the tricks that I need to go to the home page and then to the regular page.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Yay!
All right, so now we have this ID, and this is a param for us. So to accept the params, we can use a $sign and just create a $sign URL, like it's done for jokes, for example. You can see the first URL is a joke ID. So we are going to do the same. We will create a movie ID, the SX.
Yeah, it's a part of a framework functionalities, like a partial or dynamic routes, how it's called. Like, yeah, it's really feels like magic. Like, I like the way that they encapsulated it into file system. Like, yeah, you have to follow the file system. They have a way to customize it, if I understood it. Like you can specify your own format, but by default it will, routes will be used for routes. Starting with a $sign will be dynamic links. Like it will render what you pass as data there, and then you can also use it as a param inside the page.
Yeah. And now we are going to get the list of all reviews. And no. Okay. For this, we are going just to show the details of the movie. We already have those details. So I will just leave here like a couple of links. A couple of links that will be one link or a movie title and the link. I think that would be the best. And then that would be something like this. Link that will contain link to the reviews of this movie. And the title, which I want reviews. And this is movie ID. And the link I need to import, obviously. And data movie ID. And to get the param from the URL, I know how to do this in router, but I don't remember how to do this, or in loader, but I don't remember how to do this in the template. So I will leave to do to check it later, but now I will just pass it through the loader. So for this, I'm going to copy the famous loader that we already have. And here we will have movie ID.
Yeah.
And movie ID we will we will pass this would be movies. And we, for the movie, we search for movies that has exactly the same ID. movies find ID and ID.
Oh, you copied the whole data, right?
Yeah,
Is it
that's what I'm
okay?
going to extract a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
movie ID. Yeah, so this is now data and it has a movie and the movie has ID, hopefully. So, and to get the reviews, I will go even deeper to get the reviews. So data movie ID. All right. So now that let's check that it is working or not. And this will be reviews 1, 3. That will be reviews 3. And also that would be nice just to have the name of the movie on the screen as well. Data movie name. And Dark Knight, and that seems working, but of course that's not perfect because the data is obviously copied.
It's working for you. I got a TypeScript warning, and I not sure if that affects. Now it's working. Sorry, yeah, it's working. For me, last time it was affecting the build. Basically, it didn't allow me to see it.
Okay, nice. But in like TypeScript is quite right and on this regard, because there can be, and we can break the page if we go to movies like 100 and we don't have this movie, and obviously name would not exist on the data movie. So here we will need to check if no data movie, then we just throw an error, and this is movie does not exist. I'm curious where this
I have a question. Oh, sorry. Please fix an error.
Yeah, so now it's all right. Well, ideally it will redirect us to the non-existent page, or we'll like add error boundaries a little bit later. But for now, that would be fine.
That's a problem. In my URL, when I click on a movie, Shawshank Redemption, I don't see an ID in my URL.
Really?
Yeah, might be my my.
So if you go now to the home page and then.
Yeah, I tried that. I can restart the application as well. Movies, and then the Dark Knight. So it doesn't add the ID to the URL for me.
That could be indeed the case, because I just put it myself directly, but no.
But on a different tab it works actually, like with ID. So yeah, okay, I will refresh it. I think from here.
Okay. So now I'm going to quickly extract the mocks for the movies. It's just like a couple of, hopefully it's a couple of minutes. So this is expert default array of movies, and this is obviously like this. Yes. And now in our indexes we can import movies from mocks movies. So I'm editing right now index of movies, and now I'm going to MovieID, and also there I'm going to import movies as well from newly created mocks of the movies. Always the favorite strategy to copy paste.
It's quite common with the remix, if I understand correctly, right? It doesn't. Yeah, like how else you would create all the routes on your application? They don't have a generator, and it would be. Do they have actually generator? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. They have a powerful CLI, so I would technically believe that they could have a generator, and maybe in some future I will go into even use it. But at the moment, it's just simpler to um, copy the URL to
Yeah.
the new one. Anyway, so now the most interesting part is the internal route, which I don't know yet how to do, honestly, because it will contain a couple of params. So I will try to create a movie ID folder, and we'll try to create inside it a new folder, which will be reviews, and inside
Wow.
it a new file that would be review ID, movie ID, right? No, movie reviews, no, it would be just index.txx. So, and I will just, for the sake of simplicity, try to copy the data and do the whole world there, just while trying to ensure that we have all the params that we need. So we have a movie ID, and here, let's say we have movie specifically for this, right? And then movie name. So this should hopefully prove movie ID. Oh, wait a second. No, that's dollar sign should not be here. That hopefully should prove whether this internal very deep routes works. So movies and then reviews of it, and I still do see the reviews link. So apparently we are not here. We are not on this route. So then I will try to move our movie ID to a folder movie ID and rename it to index.js. Index.ts6. Right, now go to the home folder, movies, one, and then reviews. And yeah, reviews still cannot be reached, it seems. Oh. Use for, all right. So then it is a little bit a question to me how to do an deep routes. So the best thing probably is just to check the documentation.
Wow. Never thought I will hear that again.
Remix.
I
Doc.
had an impression that you don't need like a dynamic ID folders, but might be mistaken.
The whole, yeah, kind of an idea is that you want to provide movie first, and then only specify reviews, and then only specify the ID of the review if you want to even go deeper. So in theory, I don't need this, so I can just provide like maybe the same on the same level. But to show this like simultaneous data loading, I would like to have it. And let's check optional segments, passless. I don't see anywhere And the folders can have params.
The folders can have params. Yeah. In the tutorial, I see.
Yeah, that seems a little bit different.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, what I see is like they use post like the movies, and then reviews would be inside, and then you can use. Yeah, I'm not sure. Guessing.
Like from what I see, and it's also like would be my guess, is that I need to actually in the movie ID I need to leave, or sorry, I in the movies I need to leave file movie ID, and then it will be movie ID dot reviews, and then I will try to do movie ID dot reviews and dot review ID as the name of the file. So that does not also cost us much time. So let's just try movies. Then, okay, this one rename. This one should be movie ID. Sure, that goes inside movies. Yes. Now this one should be movie ID dot reviews, right? And go inside movie ID as well. This folder I don't need anymore, and I immediately see that it did not work. This return now 404, and it should not be also in the folder movie ID.
Oh no.
So,
Does it work for you?
So movies work, movies one works, and the final one, movies reviews. No, movies reviews, no. Movie ID reviews. I will also remove this folder for now. And the movie ID folder as well.
Hey, I was editing it.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. No. 1 second. I'm blindly guessing as well.
Wow.
Movie ID reviews cannot resolve the mock pass. I think it should be a bit upper now. Okay. Okay, details, reviews. Oh yeah, I got it. I think I got it. But it's I'm not sure if it's yours or it's mine.
And mine did not work, so probably it's yours.
Let's. I will rename your movies ID reviews for now, just to comment it out like that. Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
You can try underscore and oh yeah, that's even better.
No, it was yours, I think. Let me try one more time. No, it was yours.
Well, maybe it was ours then? It should have both, huh?
Okay, one more try. Movies, reviews. No, so mine is yeah, cannot be found. So what was dollar movies dot reviews, right? That was the name.
Dollar movie ID. And then reviews indeed.
For reviews. Yeah, it's yours. Yeah.
How does it work for you? Not for me.
Did you restart it? Did you
go to the home page?
Yeah, did you go to the home page? No.
I did, but look, review, and now it works. I think it's a combination. Huh? That's well, okay. I'm like a reviews for a movie. Yeah, you wouldn't be surprised, but it seems that it's combination. You still have this or no? You removed.
No, I removed it. Yeah.
So I updated the file and I added like reviews for a movie, and now it does not work. But maybe I still need to just go back and go forward. Now it works. Wow, that's wow. Okay. Well, hopefully it will remain working like this, even though I'm not quite sure. But all right. So now we want to show the movies for this reviews for this movie, which can be done quite simple. We have a data for reviews as well in this sheet. So I'm going ahead and will just copy it in our newly created mocks folder. So that is here, new file, reviews, SX, expert, default, and then the list of the movies. Yes, or the list of the reviews. Also, it has a user ID and the movie ID, so I'm going to create users as well. They're quite also simple, straightforward. They only have a name, nothing else. And also, what I know that those all entities missing the ID field, so I'm going to put their ID field as well. SX, expert, default, ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9.
Wow.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I have a question on
Yeah.
data. I think we discussed that you want to generalize it in further steps. It's gonna be reviews for all kind of items, so it's gonna be multiple items present in a database, right?
One of the, yeah, for example.
What do you think of bringing these references to a tables? Will they be dynamic? Will you change the structure of the data for that reason?
Yeah. And at that particular moment, there will be a new field probably, which will be some kind of a project ID or like entity ID, unit
Yeah.
ID, and then there will be a new even table where we can like have this entity, and then like this entity is a movie, or this entity is an audio or TV series, etc., etc. And almost everything then in the database will have the reference to this unit, to this project. Movie reviews. So then movie or reviews, find a filter, and then movie ID. Movie ID equals movie ID.
Just wondering if I click restart sandbox, will restart it for you as well?
Oh, that's a good question.
Can I go for it? Because it's giving me some warnings. I just
Yeah, let's try.
It's restarting for me. Is it the same for you?
No, it seems that it's still just there.
Oh yeah. Okay. Then it's client side. Okay.
Data. Okay, so we are going to do exactly the same as for the table for movies, but now we are going to show the reviews. And then reviews, it doesn't have an ID anymore. It has score and text. Data, this is not needed. Okay. Data reviews. text. And this is text. And, for key, we are going to use in the list the just ID, or not ID, but index, and the rest is like this. Now it says to me upgrade required. What is key?
Maybe I messed it up. Is this code Sandbox saying?
Yeah, it's just it was a different port. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I started on a new port. Yeah.
Movies, details, reviews.
Yeah.
And reviews for a movie, and this is not the only. Okay, so now I'm curious. Yeah, so it does not see all my changes probably. Okay, thank you, Alex.
Yeah. MovieID is MovieID. What doesn't like about it? I think it's.
I'm curious because like your mind does not update this file. Is it the same file?
Yeah, it's a bit buggy. Yeah.
I think param. Okay, param probably. So I will need to course to the string. Because the param from the URL will be a string.
Wow, it's so broken here. I have a full string.
Function M.
Yeah. Function movies index. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think it's slowly
dying. Yeah, exactly. What? Yeah. Okay, almost. Yeah, it says somehow didn't load it well.
Yeah. All right. So we can have we showed now we showed the reviews, and essentially that's a very deep route, and I'm curious how the data is loaded, and this loaded. It should be seen, I think, with the network request, or will it be?
Wondering if I can see it here. Log? No. Can you see it? That is loading like you wanted it to be loaded?
Yeah. Well, I don't know where to see it honestly. In the network request, it's not shown.
Yeah.
But
on a page, I guess it should be on a page itself. Like if we do Command U, yeah, it's.
I think maybe one of the way of doing it correctly is to check.
It's just rendered here public. It's basically HTML rendered.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking maybe we can also, so it's like the network request, then it will not be visible at all, but maybe we need to do the loaders, so to see the rendering pipeline. But yeah, I'm not sure we are still in time, so we can just believe that this one deep routing also works in a way that it loads that data simultaneously.
Which data it loads simultaneously? I didn't get it.
The reviews. So according to our route structure, it should technically load the movie first and then load the reviews for this movie. But yeah, also we don't have access to the database, so it's very fast, and it's I don't think we will notice this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I just saw in DevTools, I think their reviews were rendered on server side, and I didn't see movie details, like no movie data. Maybe I just skip, didn't see it.
Yeah, that's a good question. We probably I would need to investigate more how to build the fact that reviews or details of the movie loads first fully, or
Okay.
kind of should be loaded first.
All right. Well, it was a super nice session, I think. For future ones, I don't know how forward we will move in a background. Like for the next session, probably we will be far away from this point. Maybe not. We're gonna see that. And you can for our followers, for our viewers, you can follow us. And in a couple of weeks, I'm sure we're gonna continue. Public, any last words? What should we focus in the meantime on our background work on this application?
Primarily I see it for myself to make it like really visible. So to see like the comparison, maybe build the same or quite the same application in different frameworks, and do see that like it goes like request per request, or add a loader for this, and do see like the timings of the requests. But at least that should be somehow visible, because that's I hope that works as they explained to us, but I still don't know how to prove it.
All right, it was cool. Thanks a lot, and
Yeah.
hope to see